One Piece is a pretty crazy anime, and crazy anime usually come with even crazier power systems. It's the kind of series where logic packs its bags in episode 1, and somehow it still works. I mean, this is a world where a clown can split himself into pieces and a skeleton plays the violin, and somehow those are genuinely useful fighting abilities. But here's the thing, it might look chaotic, yet this world runs on its own kind of logic. Every ridiculous ability somehow fits perfectly into Oda's world design. So what kind of rules govern a world where the laws of physics clearly quit their job? Because in One Piece, they kinda did. Let's talk about it. We're taking a closer look at how it all works, and all the questionable laws of physics that somehow make perfect sense in Oda's universe. Around episode 4, when Luffy casually eats the world's most suspicious-looking fruit, the Gomu Gomu no Mi, we're introduced to the first and main power system in One Piece, devil fruits. One bite, and suddenly, the laws of biology just quit. These fruits don't just give you powers, they rewrite what your body can even be. They taste awful, like someone blended seawater and regret, but in return, they grant you supernatural abilities. You might gain the power to turn into smoke, summon earthquakes, or, if you're really unlucky, turn into a jacket. Yeah, that's a real fruit. Somewhere out there is a guy whose superpower is fashion. Don't ask me how that works, ask Oda's physics degree. Yeah, that's canon. I checked twice. Still canon. Devil fruits are treasures in the pirate world. When your dream is to find the One Piece, you'll take every unfair advantage you can get. But of course, there's a catch. Every bite comes with a curse. You gain power, but you lose your soul to the sea. The moment you eat a devil fruit, the ocean turns against you. Fall into it, and your body becomes dead weight. You don't just sink, you're dragged down. Your strength, your breath, gone. You lose your ability to swim. The sea never forgives. Some call it a blessing, others a curse. But the truth? It's both. And those who forget that end up as fish food with superpowers. Now, devil fruits come in 3 main types: Paramecia, Logia, and Zoan. Each one breaks the rules in its own way, but some don't just bend them, they shatter them. Let's start with the gods among them, the Logia types. These are probably the most straightforwardly overpowered fruits in the One Piece universe. Logia users can control, create, and even become a natural element. Basically, if it exists in nature and looks cool on screen, there's probably a Logia for it. Think Captain Smoker and his Moku Moku no Mi, which lets him control smoke, or Portgas D Ace, whose Mera Mera no Mi gives him command over fire. Logia users don't just control their element, they are their element. Crocodile can drain the moisture out of anything he touches, a side effect of being sand itself. And if a Logia user encounters their own element in nature, they can merge with it completely. That means some locations can turn them into literal forces of nature, and some into nightmares. Just look at the aftermath of the battle between Sakazuki and Kuzan. Their clash permanently split Punk Hazard in half. One side fire, one side ice. This one's pretty self-explanatory. The word Zoan comes from the ancient Greek zoia, meaning animal. As you might have guessed, a Zoan devil fruit lets you transform into a specific animal species at will. Zoans are a little different though. They're said to have a will of their own. When users first eat one, many describe the feeling as otherworldly, like the fruit itself is alive. Knowing Oda, that honestly wouldn't be surprising. Zoan users can shift between 3 main forms. Human form, their base body. Beast form, full transformation into the chosen species. Hybrid form, a mix of both, which often looks like someone lost a fight with Photoshop. But hey, it's about power, not aesthetics. Most zones also belong to families, or models. Like the Inu Inu no Mi, the dog fruit. It has versions for wolves, jackals, even dachshunds. Yes, that's real. Oda is unstoppable. And with enough training, or questionable science, users can unlock extra forms beyond those basic 3. Because in One Piece, good enough never really is. Now, zones come in 3 main subclasses: ancient, mythical, and artificial. Ancient Zoan. These are rare. They let you transform into creatures that shouldn't even exist anymore. Dinosaurs, mammoths, saber-toothed tigers. Basically Jurassic Park, but make it anime. Mythical Zoan even rarer and much stronger. They let you transform into legendary beings. Phoenixes, dragons, gods. Some even blur the lines between power systems, like Luffy's fruit, a mythical Zoan disguised as something else entirely. Artificial Zoan. And then there are the man-made ones. You can spot them by their ring patterns instead of swirls. These come with side effects. Eat one and you might end up half-beast forever, or worse, smiling for the rest of your life. Because yeah, some of them remove the ability to feel sad. Peak Oda, ladies and gentlemen. So sure, you might be a terrifying half-lion hybrid, but at least you'll be grinning about it. Last up, we have the Paramecia class. The most common, the most confusing, and honestly the most Oda just made this up last night type of devil fruit. It's a pretty broad category. Basically, if it isn't a Logia or a Zoan, it's probably a Paramecia. These fruits turn ordinary people into superhumans. They can twist physics, reshape matter, or just make things weird. It's like the junk drawer of devil fruits, a place where Oda throws every idea that somehow still works. To make sense of it all, Paramecia abilities fall into three rough types: those that manipulate the body, the environment, and those that create substances. Body manipulation. Some Paramecia permanently change the user's body, like Luffy's Gomu Gomu no Mi, which made him a full-time rubber man. Others allow partial transformations, like the Buki Buki no Mi, which lets the user turn body parts into weapons. And then there's the Jacket no Mai. Yes, the fruit that lets you literally become a jacket. Ridiculous? Absolutely. Useless? Not quite. Because apparently, you can be worn by someone else to combine strength. It's either brilliant teamwork or the weirdest power-up in anime history. Imagine explaining that to your crew. I can make anyone stronger, but you have to wear me. Environmental manipulation. Next, we have the ones that reshape the world around them. Living things, objects, landscapes, doesn't matter. Some need touch, some don't. Some just bend reality because they feel like it. Take Trafalgar Law's Ope Ope no Mi. It lets him create an operating room and rearrange everything inside it. People, organs, even souls. Or Gecko Moria's Kage Kage no Mi. He cuts shadows, steals them, and stuffs them into corpses like party favors. Yeah, Paramecia powers are creative, sometimes disturbingly so. Substance creation. And then there are the ones that produce stuff. Strings, poison, mochi, you name it. These can look like Logia powers, but here's the key difference. Paramecia users can create a substance, but they can't become it. Well, except Katakuri. His Mochi Mochi no Mi lets him both make mochi and become it. Technically Paramecia, because last time I checked, mochi isn't a natural element. With devil fruits, the only real limit is imagination, or whatever Oda felt like that week. Awakening. When power outgrows its user. Just when you think devil fruits can't get any wilder, Oda adds one more layer. Awakening. It's the final stage of mastery. The moment when a devil fruit's power stops affecting just you and starts reshaping the world around you. Basically, reality becomes your sandbox. Paramecia. Awakenings let users extend their abilities beyond their bodies. Doflamingo turned entire buildings into string. Katakuri reshaped the battlefield itself into mochi. Zoan awakenings. They push the body past its limits. More strength, more speed, faster healing, but at a cost. Some lose control completely, like the feral beasts guarding Impel Down. Logia awakenings? Still unseen, but if that day comes, the map might not survive it. But even the strongest devil fruit hits a ceiling, because there's something in this world that can shatter power itself. Not a fruit, not a weapon, but will. We technically saw it way back in episode 4, when Shanks scared off that sea monster with nothing but his stare. We just didn't have a name for it yet. Later, when Luffy trained under Rayleigh, we finally learned what it was. Haki. Haki is willpower made real. It's the human spirit, weaponized. Rayleigh once said that even 2 years aren't enough to master it. And that makes sense, because Haki isn't about learning a skill. It's about pushing your spirit beyond its limits. The stronger your will, the stronger your Haki. It grows with you, through fights, fear, and failure. It sharpens under pressure. It strengthens when tested. And it can even act when you can't. Whitebeard once used observation Haki in his sleep to defend himself from Ace. Luffy's Haki evolved mid-battle, even before he realized he was using it. It's like your soul refuses to stay still. As Kaido put it, Haki conquers all. Devil fruits might make you powerful, but Haki is what separates the strong from the legendary. Goldie Roger conquered the seas without a devil fruit. Whitebeard had one of the strongest in existence, and still could only match him. So while devil fruits can make you extraordinary, Haki is what makes you unstoppable. Now there are 3 main types, or as Rayleigh called them, the 3 colors of Haki. Observation Haki, seeing without seeing. Observation Haki, also known as Kenbunshoku no Haki, is your 6th sense turned up to 11. It lets you feel life around you, not through sight or sound, but through presence. You can sense where people are, how strong they feel, even what emotion drives them. Anger burns bright, fear flickers weak, but someone who keeps their emotions perfectly still, they're almost invisible. Not gone, just unreadable. And then there's the advanced form, Future Sight. It's not magic, it's pure focus. Users can see seconds ahead, clear as a movie playing in their mind. Katakuri mastered it. He dodges attacks before they even exist, but lose focus, even for a heartbeat, and that future disappears. Armament Haki, the invisible armor. Armament Haki, or Busoshoku no Haki, is spiritual armor, a layer of willpower that hardens your body, your strikes, and even your weapons. It's like coating your fists, or your sword, in invisible steel. With enough control, you can bypass devil fruit defenses completely. Even a Logia made of smoke or magma becomes solid again under the weight of your Haki. Advanced users can project that power outward, a technique called emission. You don't even have to touch your target. Your will hits first. Push it further and it becomes internal destruction, where Haki seeps inside the body, crushing it from within. It's the kind of power that splits mountains and egos. Like every form of Haki, it drains your stamina. Use it too long and your body gives out, but train it, sharpen it, and that invisible armor becomes your greatest weapon. Conqueror's Haki, will that rules. Conqueror's Haki, or Shoku no Haki, is different. You can't learn it. You're either born with it or you're not. It's the ability to overwhelm others with nothing but the force of your will. Weaker opponents simply collapse, their minds crushed before the fight even begins. When two conquerors clash, the world itself reacts. The sky splits, the air shakes. That's not symbolism, that's canon. At advanced levels, this Haki can be infused into attacks, a technique called Conqueror's Infusion. It's like your spirit is punching along with you, and the rarest skill of all, observation killing. Some masters can suppress their presence entirely, erasing themselves from another's senses. No aura, no intent, only silence. Shanks is known to use it, a king who doesn't need to shout to be feared. Conqueror's Haki isn't just power, it's responsibility, because a king without control is just a disaster wearing a crown. The balance of power. For all its madness, One Piece's world is balanced. Every ability, no matter how broken, has a counter. The sea humbles devil fruits, Haki humbles gods, and sometimes a stupidity humbles everyone else. You can summon earthquakes but fall into the ocean and you're done. You can control lightning but still lose to a rubber boy who laughs while getting punched. In the end, power in One Piece isn't absolute. It's context. Even in a world full of dragons and literal gods, people like Nami, Usopp, and Sanji still matter, because strategy and spirit can outshine raw power any day. And that's what makes One Piece's power system genius. No one stays on top forever. There's always someone stronger or someone crazier waiting to challenge the throne. And that is the logic behind One Piece's madness. A world where power isn't just what you have, it's who you are. Because every punch, every scream, every dream is powered by something deeper than muscles or magic. It's will. The same will that turns fear into laughter. That makes a boy made of rubber stand tall against gods. In the end, One Piece isn't about the strongest fruit or the sharpest sword. It's about belief and the courage to keep chasing your dream, no matter how impossible it sounds. And maybe that's why this story never stops growing. Because Oda didn't just build a power system, he built a universe where spirit breaks logic and keeps smiling while doing it. If that kind of madness fascinates you, wait till you see what Jujutsu Kaisen does with curses.